Thank you for coming today. My name is Debbie Mesloh. I'm president of the Commission on the Status of Women. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you. It's Women's History Month. And we've been so proud to partner with the Mayor's Office on holding this event. I want to thank all the people that are here today as we launch Women's History Month. It's an incredible thing to see elected officials, commissioners, community leaders, our male allies who are here. So thank you for coming to spend this time with us. I'd like to recognize my colleagues on the Commission on the Status of Women, and if you will stand, please, as I call your name. We have Commissioner Sonia Mallara. Commissioner Mallara. They're celebrating too. I know, it's you. Commissioner Andrea Shorter, Commissioner. And Commissioner Carrie Schwab-Pomerantz. Commissioner. I also, if you will indulge me, I wanted to introduce and recognize Marjan Philhauer, if she's here, who is also on the commission with us before she was tapped in a senior role with the Mayor's Office. Thank you so much, Marjan. And introduce our director as well, Dr. Emily Marasse. Thank you, Dr. Marasse. I wanted to say a couple quick things. One, I just wanted to say what a privilege it is to serve on the Commission on the Status of Women in San Francisco. It's the strongest commission in the country, and there's a couple reasons why. Number one is we have a department that backs us up, as well as resources dedicated to us per authority of the mayor to implement our mission, which is to uplift the quality of life for women and girls in San Francisco. We have a particular focus on prevention of violence and economic equality. We also have a very unique history in San Francisco, which is this. Many decades ago, the UN adopted a human rights treaty specifically for women and girls. It's called the Convention to End the Discrimination Against Women. It codifies us as equals in the law. Now, the people of San Francisco voted to adopt this locally. We were the first city to do this, and for many years, the only city to do this, and we did it in the face of the federal government failing to do this, which I think speaks to history repeating itself now. But the people of San Francisco adopted this, saying to the women and girls in our community, we see you, we respect you, and you deserve dignity. So I'm always proud to be a San Franciscan when I think about that. So it's such a privilege to serve on the commission. March is my favorite month because it's Women's History Month, and really it gives us an intentionality and a focus around highlighting women and really honoring these unsung heroines that we have in our community every day. And I know we'll talk a little bit more about the three women here today. And speaking of honoring heroines, I have the opportunity to introduce our mayor, Mayor Lyndon Breed. This is our first opportunity through the commission to celebrate her during Women's History Month. And I wanted to say a couple things about her. I've known the mayor for many years. Before she became a supervisor, before she answered the call and really led us to a difficult time in this city, before she answered the call to leadership and became our mayor. And I can tell you a couple things about her. Number one, she's always been a leader in this community around strength and grit and resilience and self-determination. So thank you for that, even before you were in elected office. She's always been there for women. I think many people know she's been a mentee of Senator Kamala Harris, who I've worked for many years, and I can tell you, she was there through the good times and the bad. So when she supports you, and I think that's rare and something to be acknowledged. And she is a person of action. She's going to get stuff done, and we've already seen that. Since she's been mayor, she's worked with us to partner for strengthened protections for sexual assault survivors, strengthened protections for sexual harassment guidelines here at the city, really underscoring that all people have the right to work in their workplaces without violence. She's held up our youth, making it a priority to give internships every summer, that economic pathway that's so important, as well as girls in our community. So for all these reasons and many more, I'm proud every time I get to say Mayor Lyndon Breed. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mesloh, and thank you to everyone who is joining us here today. I also would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge some of our elected officials. Our Sheriff, Vicki Hennessy, is here. Thank you for joining us. And our Treasurer, Jose Cisneros, is joining us as well. And thank you to our Fire Chief, Joanne Hayes-White, for being here, as well as the Director of Emergency Management, Mary Ellen Carroll. Thank you so much. Some amazing women leaders in the city and county of San Francisco. I'm just loving the crowd today. I am so excited. It is about time that we kick off Women's History Month with a woman mayor, isn't it? And oftentimes when you talk about women and you talk about incredible women, it's usually names that most of us recognize as important figures, like Kamala Harris, who's running for president, and Nancy Pelosi, who's the Speaker of the House, an amazing woman, and all of these incredible women from San Francisco and all over the country. Today, I chose to honor a number of women who are also heroes, who are heroes in this city, who are sheroes in their respective communities. And they are doing things that are absolutely amazing, not because they are looking for recognition, but because they love and care about their community, and they have spent their entire lives serving other people for the purposes of making sure that their communities and their city thrives. And so the first person that I am recognizing is someone who I've known my entire life. We know her as Ute. There's Ute, there's little Ute. Ute Releford has been just an important figure in our community. Let me tell you, this woman has done so many amazing things for so many people. The list goes on and on and on. Yes, we know in the Fillmore Western Addition community about the work that she's done around the turkey giveaways, the toy giveaways, every time there's a funeral, she's the one who's cooking the food. Every time someone comes home after serving time, her house is the house that they go to get some support, and oftentimes she's doing this by pulling her own money out of her own pocket to help support people in the community. Ute is there to uplift us. She's there to pray for us. She's there to support us. She's there to comfort us, especially during challenging times in the Western Addition community. We're lucky because she is this unifying support and voice. She is just a constant support. And even when we're going through oftentimes very challenging times, she is right there to lift us up in a way that just makes us feel better. We are so lucky to have her in the Western Addition community. We are so lucky to have had her in our lives for so long, whether it's feeding the seniors at Queen Ada, and they love to see you coming. They love to see you coming because you always give them a smile and a kind word. You don't just serve food, you give of yourself to people. You've been doing it for so long. You raised 2 amazing kids. Look at little Rodney over there. I see you, big Rodney, and your partner who's been there for you since, again, I can remember. You guys are like the first couple of Fillmore. They're like the first mama and the first daddy of Fillmore. We are just so blessed and lucky that, you are such a kind person with a kind heart who gives back to the community time and time again. And so when I was thinking about people to honor, all I can think about is Ute. Whether it's me calling you and saying, Ute, I need some chicken. And you're like, Big Rodney, you got to fry London some chicken. Or it's, we need your help, Ute. We need you to come and help take up the mantle. For whatever it takes, you always say yes. You always answer the call. So many people are here today because you answer the call when they need you the most. We're gonna have to make some new rules around here. Now, somebody's getting married, they're happy, so. But, it just means so much to just know you and to have you as a part of my life and so many folks who are here today. And so I just thought it was more appropriate than ever as we celebrate the kickoff of Women's History Month to honor a true phenomenal woman. Ladies and gentlemen, today we honor Ute Rutherford. Thank you so much. Come on up.
I would just like to start off by saying thank you so much, Mayor London Breed, for recognizing me. I truly appreciate it. And to the beautiful city of San Francisco. To my lovely family, and to my wonderful friends that always stand by me through everything I ask for the community. I call them, they come. They stand by me and for me. And I would like to acknowledge my husband, Rodney, my godson, Jimmy, my brother, Sadiq, my brother, Sean, and my brother, Wendell is not here. But anything I ask them for to help me with the community, they help me. I love working for my community. It's just something I love to do. And I have a friend that she's here, Stephanie Jackson. We've been friends for 28 years, and she works at Royal Aid of Arms. And that's why I've been volunteering feeding the seniors over 10 years. And I just have this drive in my heart to help, to do. And I just want to make San Francisco and my community the best I can. And I just want to thank you again, Mayor London Breed, for this wonderful, wonderful award.
So we also have, for each of our honorees, as mayor, I get a scarf with my name on it. And in fact, I wanted to take this opportunity to show you the scarf. Each of the honorees will be getting one. Of the City and County of San Francisco. And if you look close, you'll see the African American Art and Culture Complex right there. And courtesy of John's Grill, they wanted to make sure that you had a lovely romantic dinner for two with you and your husband. So here's a gift certificate from John's Grill and a scarf. Congratulations. And all the friends and family that are here are going to treat her to dinner, right? So the next honoree, I actually started working for back in, I think, kind of right out of college, back in 1997. Annemarie Conroy was my former boss, and sometimes still believes she is my boss. But she has not just been a great boss, she's been a great friend. You know, I was fresh out of college, working my first job, and didn't know everything I thought I knew. And she's been not only a friend and a great boss, but she's been a great mentor, someone who helped guide me in my political career. Her work started early. She is a lawyer, but she served on the Board of Supervisors. She was the director of the Treasure Island Development Authority. She was the director of the Department of Emergency Management. But what inspired me most about her work was when she served as a board member for Partners Ending Domestic Abuse, and how she was committed to raising money to help provide support for women who were escaping some of the most challenging of circumstances. Her work oftentimes was not always recognized. In fact, when I worked for her at the Treasure Island Development Authority, there was a lot of challenges around the housing there, and a percentage of that housing went to formerly homeless families. And Annemarie and I had this conversation about how we could make that work. I'm like, how are we gonna make it work for the families? And she just basically said, we're gonna make it work for the families. We have this housing, and so part of what we're gonna do is make sure we improve the bus routes. There was a program that she and John Stewart Company worked on to provide furniture and other opportunities for the families who were getting started, who had been formerly homeless. The work that she did to not only make the housing work at that time, but in the future, and to incorporate it into the agreements so that families who can't afford to live on Treasure Island wouldn't be left out of the process, is work that I've always admired about what she's done. She's now working at the U.S. Attorney's Office, dealing with some of the most challenging of crimes and continuing to bring innovative resources and plans to the job that she does. She's one of those persons who is very creative, and she's very fun, and she knows how to decorate a house or anything else for that matter. She's oftentimes the person that I go to for advice and counsel on how to handle things. And in every single instance, every single time, in giving advice, in talking about issues, it really comes from the heart. And it comes from her love of community, and it comes from her love in wanting to help and support people. As a daughter of San Francisco, she has made us all proud with her accomplishments and everything that she has done. And I wanted to take this opportunity to just acknowledge her work and just to say thank you for being a great role model, a great friend, a great mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, Annemarie Conroy.
So thank you so much, London Breed. That was, you're an incredible mayor and have become such an accomplished speaker and such an accomplished person. I couldn't be more proud, and I know this is only a short stop on a long and incredible career, and we're very lucky for the years that we'll have you in San Francisco, but I think there's some other cities such as Sacramento and Washington that may be having their time with London Breed. As London said, she did work for me at the Treasure Island Development Authority, and I'll never forget the first day she walked in the door. And I could see this was a young woman full of smarts with a 10,000-watt smile. And she said, "Hi, I'm London Breed, and I'm going to be your assistant." Now, this was just an interview. So if that gives you any insight into nothing can stop London Breed, that was one example. I want to kind of dedicate this honor today to my mother, Maureen Conroy. She was also known as Mighty Mo. She went to UC Berkeley at the age of 16. She'd skipped different grades and started Berkeley at age 16. And it was during World War II, and there weren't many opportunities for women with great educations. You were pretty much tracked into being a school teacher or a nurse. So she got her teaching credential. And then she met my father, a great war hero who had made the initial landing at Normandy, and there they went off to have a happy life together. And back then, in his world, women didn't work because it made a man feel like he couldn't support his family. So she decided to recreate or create her own stay-at-work mom track. And she became president of just about everything. And whatever she did a phenomenal job. So there's quite a spread in my family of sisters. There's 4 girls. My oldest sister is 13 years my senior. So when I finished law school, my second eldest sister, Peggy, who's here today, said, "Mom, why don't you stop using all your time helping people with campaigns and electing judges and doing petitions and fighting City Hall and make some money? You just turned 60. Go do something. Stop doing everything for free." And she said, "Peggy, what am I going to do?" And she said, "Go get your real estate license." She's like, "Okay." So she did it. And she went up to the office in Lakeside. It was then Fox and Carskadden, a 60-year-old woman with her certificate. And they said, "Yeah, we don't have a desk for you." So she went back, and Peggy said, "Well, Mom, you need a resume." And she said, "Oh, okay." So Peggy helped her, and it was a 2-page resume of the phenomenal accomplishments of this woman, of how many campaigns she had run, how many things she had shared, how she had been president of just about every organization in San Francisco. And he took another look at her and said, I think we found you a desk. So she became rookie, this is at the age of 60, she became Rookie of the Year, and she became the top seller, lister, and producer for Coldwell Banker for the next 15 years of her life in the country. So I just want to let people know that at any age, don't let anyone tell you no. Don't let anything hold you back from your dreams. And that's what I've always mentored women, is with that story of my mom, that you can do anything at any age. And her big thing, and this is my big thing too as a mentor to women, is education. And that as far as we have come as women, you still need letters after your name. And that has always been my advice, whether it's JD, MD, MA, MS, whatever those letters are and those certifications, it gives you that instant credibility. And unfortunately, as women, we still need that. And I think it's very important, and I still tell, this is why this young woman has a master's. I tried to make her go to law school, but she got her master's instead. But it was every week, London, law school, master's, what's it gonna be? So that is extremely important. And I see great friends out here that we've worked with for so long, Debbie Mesloh, Emily, how much work we did in the world of domestic violence. And when the Super Bowl came to San Francisco, how much work we've done around human trafficking and how much more needs to be done. We've had a very high profile case recently that has certainly opened the floodgates to having those tough discussions about human trafficking and what goes on around big sporting events and other things, and and also each and every day in every city in America. So, and I see Bev Upton-too from the Domestic Violence Consortium. She's held that together for decades now. Incredible. So I take this honor today honoring all of you and all of the work that we've done. And I want to a special shout out to Chief Hayes White. I want to give her a happy birthday. We were born 2 days apart in the hospital, so Joanne is actually 2 days older than I am. And I have to say again about age, when Marjan contacted me about this award, I said, I think I'm a little too young to be part of history. Are we putting me in the dustbin of city history already, you know? And as Joanne knows, and you can look this up because our profiles have always been public as our age, is that she's 55, I'm not. Until tomorrow. And how unfair the press can be sometimes, because when Joanne became fire chief, and I helped her a lot get there with Mayor Newsom, it said Chief Hayes White, 39. And 2 months later, I became head of OES and emergency services, and it said Conroy, 40. And I thought, that is so unfair. But there's just so much love and camaraderie in this room. And I think part of that is our great mayor. She's so good at bringing everyone together, not letting warring factions continue, getting people to really work together because she cares so incredibly deeply about this city. And I just want to thank you, Mayor Breed, for being our mayor. There were several times in those tough talks that we've had over London's career, when she ran for supervisor, I actually begged her not to do it. I said, you have so much promise, you have so much potential, the world is your oyster. Do not waste your life's energy on the mud puddle of city politics. And she said, that's my seat, Annemarie, and I'm going to take it. And I said, okay, kid, I'm with you all the way. And I'm glad she didn't listen to my advice. And I look very, very much forward to the great things she's going to do for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last but not least, Marlene Tran. Now, Marlene Tran is one of those persons who is kind of a quiet, loud force. She worked for the San Francisco Unified School District and City College for over 35 years, teaching bilingual courses, working to fight for her community. In Visitation Valley, We are familiar with that community. It's a community on the south side of San Francisco that sometimes feel forgotten, feel left out, but Marlene doesn't let that happen. She makes sure that everyone who's supervisor, that anyone who's mayor, they are not going to forget about Visitation Valley and providing this community, and especially seniors with the support that they need to thrive and feel safe in their communities. I got to know her over the past years in just watching her run for supervisor in District 10. You didn't win, but you sure did create a lot of heck. And I said, you know, I really was drawn to her because I love the fight in her. She is unapologetic in her commitment to fight for people who oftentimes don't have a voice, especially many of the seniors who in Visitation Valley, they may not speak English. And she's right there helping with bilingual courses, helping with translation, helping to be the voice to fight for the resources that this community needs. And we really appreciate you because oftentimes she doesn't stop to realize how impactful she is. Every time we have a conversation, it's about Muni, it's about police officers, it's about what's going on, and today it's about you. It's about you and the work that you have done in order to make the lives of so many in the Visitation Valley and the southeast sector of our community and our city so much better. We appreciate you for your advocacy, for your commitment to education and our young people, and how you continue to hold young people accountable. I'm sure you had a few young kids in your classes that gave you problems, and you said, those are the best ones, because you know that those are going to be the ones to go on to do great things. We talked about so many things involving improving the quality of life of San Francisco, and she has, for years, put her words into action and has made not only the Visitation Valley community a better place, she's made San Francisco a better place. Ladies and gentlemen, Marlene Tran.
I think I am so overwhelmed I was going to make a speech, but right now I'm lost for words. What a great honor it is to be with Mayor Breed and our honorees, Yute and Carol, and I am, and all my friends, supporters from my educational background, from my police background, community. Oh, I am so overwhelmed, and everybody here to support, and all of us. Mayor Breed, you already summarized a lot of things I do. I'm quiet in my ways, but I'm very determined, I'm very persistent, because we're talking about women's rights, equal rights, immigrant rights, human rights. Those are the things I've been fighting for all my life, because for 35 years when I taught at the San Francisco Unified School District, every morning I put my hand across my heart and said, with liberty and justice for all. These are the things I work for every day. Even though I'm retired from 37 years teaching evenings and Sundays at City College, 35 years in the daytime teaching newly arrived immigrant kids, I continue my passion to do whatever is best for the community, for San Francisco, for the voiceless. That's what I do, because I am Buddhist, and I feel that anytime we have any energy, we should be able to share that. I just want to give you a little brief background about what happened years ago when my mother and I and my two siblings came to San Francisco. She was a new widow and struggling a lot because obviously she didn't speak the language. In those days, everything was English only. So being the oldest of three, I had to assist my mother in every way while also going to school to navigate all the services for her, and funerals, so on and so forth for my stepfather. I've witnessed her daily frustrations, despair, but with her ongoing encouragement in Vietnamese, "Gói đi, keep on doing it." So as a result, I earned several college degrees and credentials, and that launched my rewarding 35 years of teaching newcomers. So never forgetting the difficult times my mother had endured, I used my multilingual and immigrant backgrounds to do community work. And I am very fortunate that we are having a lot of people involved, and one of them happens to be Sasana, the young lady here, who, and doing more work. We need a lot of young blood because there's only so much we can do. So, of course, I was very surprised that the Tsingtao newspaper called me, amused in some ways, a modern-day woman warrior. And, so those are the terms I wasn't familiar with. I just thought, well, this is what everybody should be doing. I am grateful that today's Women's History Week kickoff also offers the opportunities to hear of each other's successes. So I think that people have been wondering, Marlene Tran, why are you wearing this green hat? I want to honor Mother Earth. Mother Earth, okay? And then, of course, my symbols. I have a lot of symbols here. This is our Earth. We have to do everything to protect our environment. I am so grateful that San Francisco is doing all that. And every time you see my Facebook, I'm always talking about environmental issues, because without Mother Earth, without helping her, we are nowhere. So today, while we are here to honor all these amazing honorees, and I'm so also very grateful to have so many dignitaries, city officials, family members. I also want to give Mayor Breed a little token. It says 100%, because she is doing 100%. So may I also give a little token of our appreciation. Okay, thank you.
And this is for you. Well, well, well. Aren't these ladies outstanding? Let's give them another round of applause. I want to thank all of you for joining us here today. Thank you for just honoring 3 phenomenal women who have just really touched the hearts and lives of so many people throughout our city over so many years. We are grateful for your service and your commitment and all that you have done and will continue to do to make life better for so many people. Thank you for accepting this honor. Thank you to all the folks who are here today, the friends and family members who came to celebrate them. And as we celebrate Women's History Month, kicking off today, let us make sure that we take time in our lives to honor some phenomenal women that have played a role in our life in some capacity. The way that we make our city, our country a better place is how we treat one another, how we support one another, how we encourage one another, and how we make sure that we prepare the next generation for the incredible opportunities that exist in this world. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for phenomenal women like the ones we honor today. And so now it is our time to make sure that the next generation has the same opportunities that we are so lucky to enjoy in the great city and county of San Francisco. Thank you all so much for coming here today. So now we're going to do a couple of pictures.
Individual pictures.
Yes.